Why does no one want this to China? Oh, I would be such a good girlfriend. I would be be bouncing on that thing like, oh my god. Please, give me a chance.
Mama, there goes that man.
We are witnessing a massive cultural shift that no one saw coming. Utter disbelief in the dating market. As more men quietly opt out of relationships, marriage, and dating apps, a sudden wave of touch starvation and emotional isolation is hitting hard. Today, we look past the anger and dissect the psychological shockwave occurring as women realize that men didn't just step back, they walked away for good.
I told a man I wanted to have sex with him, and he said he wasn't ready yet. The audacity. What? I said, okay, cool. And then we cuddled. What a wild concept.
Me. I am touch starved. My love language is physical touch, but I don't like when most people touch me, which is really tough because my lips are sad and my soul is sad and I just want a good makeout session. It has me like debating re-downloading dating apps just to find somebody to kiss, but I know that's not how they work and I know it's a bad idea. So I'm not going to do it. But like, how do I source somebody where I can be like, hey, we don't have to be in a relationship. I just want you to be hot and think that I'm hot and then we can smooch. And maybe you can hold me.
I'm meeting men in their 30s and 40s saying things like, oh, I'm not ready to settle down yet. Or I'm not looking for anything serious. Or I don't know if I'm ready to commit. Like, what are you waiting for? Your girlfriend to be born?
Mama, there goes that man.
For the last several years, the dominant narrative in modern dating was that women held all the cards. The apps gave the illusion of infinite choice. Men were told, level up, or we'll just happily choose peace and our own company. It was a bluff designed to raise the bar. But a funny thing happens when you try to play chicken with an entire demographic. A massive, silent percentage of men looked at the bar, looked at the cost of entry and said, you know what? Keep the peace. We'll go our own way. And now that they've actually left, the realization of what that means is setting in. Culturally, we've been conditioned to believe that men are driven entirely by the pursuit of women, that no matter how toxic, expensive, or exhausting the dating landscape became, men would always show up because they had to. But we are living in the first era where men have alternative routes. Between career focus, solo hobbies, gaming, and close male friendships, the modern world has made a solitary life not just livable, but peaceful. When women open up on their feeds today about being deeply touch-starved, missing physical affection, intimacy, and protection, the shock isn't just about the loneliness. The shock is that the men they expected to be chasing them aren't even looking in their direction. The line of suitors didn't get pickier. The line dissolved.
Mama, there goes that man.
I don't know if this is niche, but I had 100+ matches on Hinge in the last couple of months. Take a wild guess how many of them ended up on dates. 2 months, 2 dates. And I'm tired of these apps circulating men. Like, the same men have been on there for the last 5 years. No one's getting off of Hinge. Truly. It is an endless, constant cycle that makes you feel like shit and hate yourself.
Men will, with their full chest, be like, I can't have a girlfriend right now. It takes too much time, too much money, too much energy, too much work, too much love. And then they'll get a dog. Hello? Like, okay, I guess it's fine when it's an animal, but a woman? No. And listen, I get it, okay? Sparky can't cheat on you or talk back, but you also can't do other things with Sparky. So maybe reallocate the funds a little bit.
So, when did we all collectively decide that we just don't do relationships anymore? It's just so frustrating because now I feel like, not that everyone's easy, but like, yes, everyone's easy. Like, everyone just wants to talk to people for sexual connection because they know that if you don't give it to them, they can easily get it somewhere else, which is dumb. But then even if you are attracted to a guy and you give that up to a guy, then all of a sudden you're easy, you're unattractive, all of this. But then whenever you don't give it to them, they get frustrated and then just move on to the next. So what are we supposed to be, genuinely? It's just so hard to figure out what guys expect not expect, want from women anymore. Like, what the do you even want in a woman?
Let's be fair here. Touch starvation is a real, painful psychological condition. Human beings aren't built to be islands. We need connection. But the conversation around this epidemic usually lacks accountability. For years, the phrase "men are trash" or "men bring nothing to the table" was normalized as casual internet humor. But words have consequences. If you tell an entire generation of average everyday men that their presence is a burden and their protection is obsolete, they don't fight harder to prove you wrong. They internalize it. They pack up their table, they take their resources, and they build a life where they don't have to walk on eggshells. The disbelief we're seeing now is the sudden awareness that men's attention was a gift, not a guarantee. This has completely shattered the traditional dating power dynamic. On dating apps, a tiny percentage of men get the vast majority of the attention, leaving the rest invisible. But those invisible men were the ones who used to buy the houses, commit to the marriages, and build the communities. Now that those everyday men have opted out, the top tier of men has even more leverage, and the remaining dating pool feels completely barren. Women are looking around in disbelief because they realize too late that the good guys didn't disappear. They just stopped trying. They chose isolation over rejection. And you cannot berate a man back into wanting a relationship with you when he's already tasted the peace of being left alone.